just the concept that we're all equal in God's eyes and that nobody's superior and I'm not somehow better or favored because I happen to be born in one particular country or another. I highly encourage you not to try to enact Arizona copycat legislation, to vote against HB 87, and to support immigration reform that is compassionate and just and follows our Christian values. Thanks.
I think about how these immigrants have become our neighbors, and how they've not only become our neighbors geographically, but how they are often fellow Christians and churchgoers as well. And that makes me think of 1 Corinthians 12, which talks about us being one body with many members.
Part of my faith tells me that, we are all created in the image of God and we all deserve equal rights and equal treatment, and any kind of legislation that's going to challenge everyone receiving equal rights and make people more likely to be discriminated against is something that I believe that as a Christian I should advocate against.
What I always remember is that my great-great-grandparents were immigrants to this country, and as far as our family can tell, they never received the appropriate papers to enter this country, but came desiring to work, to participate in the society, and to build a better life, not just for themselves, but for their communities. So I think it's important to remember that all of us share this experience in the United States. As we move forward thinking about legislation, principles of hospitality, love, justice, and peace have to be fundamental in the conversation.
Adopting an Arizona copycat law in Georgia will result in more immigrants being racially profiled, sent to detention, and deported, resulting in more families torn apart. In January, a member of my congregation went to Arizona and crossed over into Mexico. There, she met a mother and daughter from Gwinnett County who had been deported from there. They had left behind a 1-year-old little boy to be cared for by relatives. The 8-year-old little girl who was deported with her mother begged our church member to bring her back to Atlanta with her. So please say no to Arizona copycat legislation, vote against HB 87 and SB 40, and support comprehensive immigration reform. Thank you.
I am, as my position would suggest, obviously interested in the rule of law and promoting the rule of law. But I recognize that the rule of law turns first on the movement away from laws based on fear and stereotype, and second on promotion of justice. So I urge you to say no to HB 87 and to support comprehensive immigration reform with due attention to justice and equity. Thank you.
I am a member of the faith community and involved with the immigration reform movement because it is something that has to take place. People in Georgia are suffering needlessly. They are being arrested in record numbers. They are sometimes mistreated as they are being arrested, and we just want to put an end to it because Georgia is a great place to be as long as people have a sense of freedom, fairness, and justice. Please, we urge you to say no to Arizona's copycat legislation. Vote no against HB 87 because it is not what we need in this state. It will affect us adversely in many ways. And I urge everyone to please support comprehensive immigration reform so that everyone in Georgia can live happily and safely.